Hello, hello, hello! Got a good collection of viewers, both on twitch.tv/Quill18 and twitch.tv/GOGcom. If you're not subscribed to both channels, you should definitely do that. Or rather, I should say, if you don't follow both channels, you should be following both channels. There's going to be some great content on GOGcom in the coming weeks. Lots of big YouTubers doing lots of stuff, most of them much, much bigger than I am. And of course, if you don't know me, Quill18, I play video games mostly on YouTube. You can find me at youtube.com/Quill18. I do mostly strategy games, indie stuff, roguelikes, that sort of thing, but really, really heavy on strategy games, Civilization, Europe Universalis, Crusader Kings, that sort of thing. Really enjoy that, so make sure to check out my channel as well and follow so that you'll get an email when we go live. All right! So, Age of Wonders 3. If you don't know what this is, it's sort of a 4X empire building game in a fantasy setting. So, you know, you're building cities, you're building armies, you're going around conquering the world, but also magic, because that's awesome. One of my favorite games growing up was Master of Magic, which not as many people have played perhaps as much as Heroes of Might and Magic, which are two different series, but very, very similar to the whole Age of Wonders thing. And Age of Wonders itself is in its third iteration, and I have to say, I think it's probably the best take on the genre so far that I've played. I've played a lot of these games, and I really like Age of Wonders 3, and we're going to be playing with the new Golden Realms expansion, which adds halflings to the mix, as well as a few other things, so we're going to be getting started on that. So, got to go ahead and hit a new game. We're going to do a random map just to keep things a little bit interesting. There's a lot of options. You can choose how many players are going to be in there, from 2 to 8. We're going to keep the default of 4. We're going to keep a medium map size just to try to keep it a little short. We're only streaming for a couple hours here. I don't expect we'll be able to finish in that time, but we're going to do our best to put in a good chunk of gameplay in there. Difficulty ranges from Squire all the way to Emperor. We're going to go ahead and leave it sort of the middle range with Lord here. I don't have a lot of experience in the game, and I don't want to be too easy. I don't want to be too hard. Hopefully it'll be just right to be interesting. There's a bunch of advanced options you can do as well to tune the starting circumstances quite a bit. Geography, and there's also the new Seals Victory system. I guess we could turn it on so we can talk about it. There are some seals, these locations on the map. I think, given our map size and number of players, I think there's going to be 5 of them. And if you control them, you slowly accumulate points. And then, based on the slider, once you get to a certain amount of points, you win the game. It's very similar to a lot of sort of domination maps that you might be used to in, like, MOBAs and first-person shooters and that sort of thing. It adds an interesting twist to the game. Personally, it applies a lot of pressure. And I'm the kind of guy who likes to, like, sit there and, like, build up for 6 hours and then slowly crawl out across the map, so it doesn't really let you do that. It really puts a lot of pressure on you to go forth and slaughter people. There's 2 planes of existence. There's a surface and the underground. I'm only going to use the surface, but the underground is kind of interesting in that you can find tunnels that bring you to a whole other parallel world, which changes things up quite a bit. Everyone in the chat is good? Yeah. Alright, next. So, and yeah, we can set up, you know, who the other players are going to be. We can have multiplayer stuff. Everything is supported in this game easily. 2 types of turn, classic turns and simultaneous turns. Simultaneous is really good in multiplayer. Literally everyone plays it once. I find that sometimes when the AI is having fights sort of in the background, I can't necessarily control things in as much of a real-time sort of format as I would feel comfortable doing. So I'm actually going to switch over to classic turns, which most people prefer simultaneous, but I don't know, I think it's because of the games that I tend to play, like Civilization. I'm really addicted to classic turns, where just one person goes, and the next, and the next, and the next, which wouldn't be as good online, but against a computer, it's great. Otherwise, we're going to leave the defaults on, where if we do form an alliance, we can technically win that way, but I don't think that's going to happen. And yeah, there's further advanced rules that you can set up, but we'll let that go. I will launch there, and then we'll be able to customize our character. So we can choose from a variety of pre-made characters. You can also bookmark existing ones as well. I'm going to go ahead and create someone new, and because we're playing the new expansion, we're going to be playing with the halflings. Brand new race in the expansion. Are they strong? Are they weak? I don't know. So far, the sense I'm getting is that they're not really stronger than anything else. And they certainly have a few drawbacks, but they have some really interesting mechanics that I'm looking forward to fiddling around with. Now, I did run a poll to see which class we should play, and the top class voted for was the Dreadnought. There are 6 classes in the game currently, although the developers have just announced that the next expansion / DLC is going to introduce a new Necromancer class, which is going to be really exciting. But the vote that came out on top was the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought class is a class that builds a lot of machines, golems, cannons, that sort of thing, and just destroys people through technology, which is actually going to allow us to get away around one of the halfling weaknesses, which is that they take 20% more physical damage than everyone else. To compensate, they've got something called Lucky. We'll talk about that once they're in the game. But if we just use machines to do all of our dirty work, then that's not really going to affect us quite so much. So we've got the gender selection over here. And yeah, everything else is the same. We've also got some specializations we can take over on this side over here. Now, I also did another poll to ask if we should be good or evil, and it was very, very, very close, just within a few percentage points, but evil is winning out. That being said, I'm very tempted to start with Creation Adept, which does come with good aligned skills, so it's a bit, yeah. The thing is, Creation Adept has a spell available to it called Bless, and if you bless someone, it gives them a massive morale boost, which, as we'll find out once we're in the game, will be very advantageous for our halflings. But if we're going to be evil, it doesn't really fit in there. I think if you're going to play halflings, generally speaking, you probably want to go good, but we're going to go ahead and be evil halflings. We'll go ahead and grab the first level of destruction just to be interesting. Now, because the halflings also get gargantuan terrain, well, morale is so important for them, and they don't like most terrain. They mostly just like temperate and like heavily like vegetable thing, like lots of trees, forested areas. I can't remember what their name for it is in the game. And that restricts them, but both Adept of Fire and Adept of Air, both of them have a spell that you can cast on a city to make that city like either volcanic terrain or Arctic terrain. So I'm kind of tempted to do this to avoid any sort of massive what am I going to say, morale penalties. On the other hand, the other option is just if we take any cities down there, or found any cities down there, we can make sure they're not halfling cities, because you can migrate populations to different things like that. So, on the other hand, some people are asking for wild and partisans with their new spheres, so maybe we'll do that. That's not a bad idea. We'll grab the first level of Magic Adept, and we'll throw in Partisan as well. These are two new specializations that are available. Chaos Magic is very chaotic. Partisan is, they say, expert in guerrilla warfare, developing small armies deep within enemy territory and heavily relying on stealth. I haven't really played with the partisan stuff. We'll see how it works out, but that would be the new stuff. A lot of requests for maybe a female halfling, so we're going to have an evil female halfling in here. We don't, just to be evil, we don't have to pick destruction. On the other hand, there is a new sort of empire mission-based system that's out there, and if we can go and become like pure evil before anyone else does, we'll get a big reward. So maybe we'll go ahead and go all in on evil. So, first of all, we're going to need a name. So, we're going to want a name that fools people into thinking we're not totally evil. So, I think we're going to go something like The Harmless. You know, just we're going to lull people into a false sense of security. So, we're going to go with Miss Carsonell. Oh, I can't. It's not enough text. Can I go Carsonell? Carsonell the Harmless is going to be our hero. For those of you who are veterans of my channel, you will get that reference. How do we want her to look? It's a very good question, because there's a lot of options. I can just hit randomize a few times. Oh, it changes gender? How do we change gender again from here? Ah, from here. Oh, she looks kind of nice. Nope. I like the Harmless. She's got scars all over, missing an eye. She's been in a fight with a few giant badgers. In fact, those arms... There's no way to just change the arms, is there? Because it would be cool if they were like mechanized arms. But we're going to pretend that they're mechanized arms. After all, she is a dreadnought. So, save leader so that we can come back to her later on. But here we go, Carsonell. And we're going to go ahead and hit done. We could tune the colors. We could change the symbol on our thing. The swords aren't bad. I don't know what else we might want. The dove for peace. Again, fooling people as much as possible. Sort of burning cross thing. Arrows. I like the, this looks like a couple of big mechanical wings or arms. I like this. We're going to keep with the black and sort of browny kind of neutral, natural colors. We'll go ahead and start that up. Yeah, the H is silent. It's all about fooling people. So when in a Dwarf Fortress game, I had a character from one of my subscribers, Ms. Carsonell, and very first thing that happened in the game is her arms got ripped off by a giant badger. It was awful. It was fantastic. All right, so here we go. Our rise to power begins. So here is the game screen. Will be very tutorial-y kind of thing, as much as possible for people who have not played this game before. We do start off with the initial town because of how we configure the starting circumstances in the game. We've got an army here with Carsonell, who's an actual leader in-game. She's an actual character that walks around. She's got stats. She's got a variety of characteristics and traits over here. One thing to note with your leader specifically, if your leader dies in battle, after a few turns, you will resurrect at your throne city, which right now is Brittlebush. Let's go ahead and rename this to Brussels, of course. And so Brussels is our capital, is our throne city. So if we die, we will respawn here. If we die and our capital is gone because it's been conquered, then we just lose the game. So that is number one. Also, it looks like we've got a hero here waiting to be potentially hired on. We're going to go ahead and deal with the pop-ups in the bottom right corner, prompting us to do things. So we're going to select a skill to research. So there's a research system. Some of these things are spells. Some of them are just traits that are empire-wide. For example, solid engineering means that all armored and machine units would get +1 defense. So that's just sort of, once you research it, you just get that for free. And that's pretty cool. Other things like basic seafaring, produce engineer, for example, allows the ability of producing certain types of units. Specifically, basic seafaring is required for being able to embark your units and go across water. Hasty plunder is a special... Now, some of these are generic. Basic seafaring, at the bottom it says class avatar. That means anyone can research it. Hasty plunder is something only destruction adepts can get. I picked destruction, so I can do this, which allows me to raise a city much, much, much faster. Killer instinct is a destruction adept spell. Mana fuel cells is something based on my class, the Dreadnought, and so on and so forth. So depending on what kind of setup you go with, they're going to be different every single time. So, and I'm a big fan of mana fuel cells. It's a spell you cast on a city. It does require 20 mana per turn to maintain, but it gives your city 20 extra hammers. So you're converting mana into much higher production. I'm a big, huge fan of this spell. And I think I'll actually want to pick it first just to really accelerate things. So we're going to start researching that. We've got, we're getting 20 research points per turn. That's what the candle is. And this costs 60 research. And so it'll take 3 turns for us to research. So I'm going to get started on that. That'll be fine. We've got a hero who wants to join us. So we've got Hastra the Illusionist, which actually happens to be a halfling as well, which is just, you know, just sort of lucky. So she's got a sorcerer class, so she's a little bit more of a potent spellcaster. Generally speaking, I will hire the first hero that comes. Heroes are cool because they're relatively powerful. They're more powerful than units you will build at this stage, although they're far from indestructible. They can level up and become really, really potent. They also don't have an upkeep cost. So yeah, they cost 100 gold up front to hire, but then there's no upkeep. So if you can keep them alive, you can very quickly sort of get your money's worth out of them. So I'll go ahead and accept them. I have 300 gold. I've got 200 now. I'm going to make 43 per turn, which isn't bad. Next thing the game wants me to do is to select production. It still says Brittlebush, but obviously this is Brussels. It'll update soon. So there's a few things we can do. We can produce units. Right now we can only produce 4 unit types because of our technology and buildings. We can build buildings. We can also decide to destroy the city. This would be a stupid thing to do in our capital, but might be something we want to do for future cities. Also, if we have cities that belong to different races, we can migrate the races back and forth that way. You'll notice if we mouse over here, it says that this is an active evil. We would actually earn 200 evil points from raising or plundering the city. And because this is one of our cities, we'd also make our empire slightly unhappy, so let's not do that. And then it also shows me the existing upgrades. We've got a wooden wall, barracks, and a Dreadnought's factory, which is, again, a very specific, class-specific kind of bonus. So to start off with, there's a couple of different ways to go. Probably starting with the Builder's Hall makes the most sense. It does give us an extra 20 production, which means we'll build things faster. So more hammers allows you to produce things faster, but every building costs money to build, so you're often limited by your actual income. If you actually get too much production, you'll often find yourself in a situation where you're having to wait for money to build up before you can build more. On the other hand, you can always build merchandise to make more money, so it's not really the end of the world. We've got a morale here in the top right corner, which is really going to be incredibly important later on. Right now our city's very happy because they like the terrain around us. But also, you know, our leader is here and a few other things like that. You'll notice that, again, halflings only like fertile plains and dense vegetation. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start with the Builder's Hall. Then I'm going to queue up the storehouse. The storehouse isn't bad because it does give you a extra population growth. We've got 3,500 people right now. In about 8 turns, we'll grow from a village to a town. So a storehouse will let us grow even faster, but it leads to public baths, which are really good for morale. So I really like to prioritize that quite early. Right now, this is our border that you can see here. Once, as our city grows sizes, our border will automatically expand, and it will bring in extra stuff. Right now, we've got two special things within our borders. We have a gold mine, which gives us an extra income of 10 gold per turn, and we've also got a mana node, which is giving us 10 mana per turn. Once our borders expand by 1, we'll also be able to bring in this great farm over here, which gives us an extra 100 people per turn. However, it's currently guarded by monsters of some description. What do we got? We've got some boars here, an army of boars that is defending this farm. So we're going to want to clear that out so that when our borders do expand, we'll be able to take advantage of that. Also, killing things gives you experience points. We've got a few other notes we need to win. We can win by defeating all rival empires. We can win in an allied victory. We should protect our leader in the throne city. Also, we've got the seals. There are 5 seals in the area, and anyone who gets 35 charges will simply win the game. Now, the seals are guarded by monsters at first, so we've got a little bit of time before we need to start worrying about it, but we will need to start worrying about it. And then there's also Empire Quest, and unless I'm mistaken, these are new in the Golden Realms, where if you're the first to do certain things, you will get rewards for being first. I would really love to grab Pentatopia, because if you do that, you get 100 Empire Happiness. But I find the AI is really good at, like, beating me to this. Maybe it's just because I don't prioritize building a bunch of settlers or something. I like to grow a little bit taller. But because I grow tall, I tend to get the Imperial Residence quicker, which is nice. And then your Grand Palace will give you more casting points and city happiness. Only in this city, but that's still okay. Master Smith might be doable to us as well. And if we can grab Prime Evil, that would be quite nice. But there's a bunch of these little traits, and they're all pretty decent. And then next thing is our army needs an order. So your army can have up to 6 people in it. So I've got a stack of 6 right now in my city. I'm going to go ahead and actually select all of them except for one dude. And I'm going to step into that other hero we got. So now we've got 2 heroes in this army, plus some extra halflings. We've got the halfling brew brother. The halfling units are the coolest. You can build halfling farmers that actually throw chickens at people. And the brew brothers will give people booze to improve their morale. So let's go ahead and jump into a fight right over here. So we've got our stats. The game predicts very likely victory. If I wanted to, I could just hit auto combat. It would just instantly resolve. And some people like to play that way. Most people like to play the full tactical combat out, and certainly we're going to do that, especially at first over here. So we'll go ahead and jump into the manual combat. I'm actually pretty lazy. I tend to like going into manual combat, but I don't always micromanage if it's going to be a really obvious win, assuming I'm not going to lose anyone. So far, all my units are still level 1, including my heroes. If I check out the Brew Brothers over here, you can see they're simply recruit class right now. As they gain experience points, they will go up in ranking. What? Oh, that was the other team moving. Sorry. I was like, what's going on? They will, yeah, as they gain experience points, they'll go up in ranking, they'll get extra stats, and just become generally stronger. The same thing happens with your heroes, but you actually get to pick what stats they get as an upgrade. So, the boars have moved forward. With a unit selected, I can see different ranges over here. Each unit gets 3 actions per turn, and the colors here represent how many actions you'll have left over after you reach the square. So if I step forward just 1 tile, I'll still have 3 actions left. If I move into the yellow area, I'll only have 2 actions left, and if I move into the orange area, I'll only have 1 action left to do. And attacking, for example, takes an action. So the other thing we can do is we can cast spells, because we can cast spells all the time, and heroes in the fights can often cast spells as well. Even if our actual leader is not present in the game, in a particular battle, the leader will still be able to cast her spells from sort of her fortress or whatever, but they'll be twice as expensive. You can only cast 1 spell per round. I'm very tempted to actually use Hostra over here. Her Magic Fist should do a crap ton of damage. We could Magic Fist this turn, and I'd still have enough mana to Star Blades. Or, what do I have? I have some cavalry, right, that can reach over here? I think maybe what we'll do is we will have Astra cast Starblades on our cavalry, which makes their attacks inflict shocking and gives them +1 lightning damage, +1 fire damage, and +1 frost damage until the end of the combat. So that's maybe a really good idea. So we're going to go ahead and cast Starblades on our cavalry over here. and then I'm going to go ahead and attack. Now, because I have to move into the orange to attack, I'll only get one swing. You can see how much damage it's expected to do. There's a 34% chance I'll also shock them, which will slow them. They will retaliate because they had some action points left over at the end, so they'll hit me back for a little bit of damage. And because I'm a halfling, I've got 20% physical weakness. That's just something all halflings have. On the other hand, all halflings have the lucky trait, which to start off with, you have a 15% chance that any attack or spell just misses you. Now, 15% is less than 20%, which means for purely physical stuff, you're still coming out behind. But it gives you a chance of dodging fire, lightning, all kinds of stuff. Spells that might stun you and slow you and do all kinds of that thing. So it actually works out pretty well. And if you get your morale higher, you can actually get your lucky chance all the way up to 50%, which would be stunningly good. So we're going to go ahead and just take that attack. So this thing is about half dead or more so. It's at 18 of 28. Oh no, here, 18 of 40 is how many hit points it's got. So it took more than half, whereas I took but a scratch over here, which isn't bad. Now Hastra casts a spell, so she can't act again. Carcinel, the Armless, can attack. She can charge as well, which will do pretty good damage. In fact, has a chance of killing it outright. We could also just shoot. We've got a musket that can do pretty good damage, but because of the high range, right now we're going to do half damage. What we could do is actually scooch up to be close enough to shoot over here. The 12 to 18 damage should include the range penalty of minus 50%. So if we get close enough, we should actually be able to one-shot this boar at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and step forward and then take that shot. Yeah, it's predicted to do 24 to 36 damage. That yellow pop-up there is because I had such high morale, I got a critical hit, which did double damage. So I actually did 49 points of damage there. I actually would have been able to one-shot that boar in the first place. Oops. Our halfling brew brother. Okay, so we've got a few options here. This guy can throw cleavers, although it's a relatively short-range attack. You can also give a nourishing meal to someone, which increases their maximum hit points by 15 and gives them 100 extra morale. So what I think I might do is... Oh yeah, and here's a farmer who can throw chickens. I was going to say, I could give the nourishing meal to the farmers, increase their morale, which would increase their luck probably, and then sort of put them by the boards. They'll probably get eaten though. Oh, the Night Watch isn't bad. Tell you what, I'm going to move the Night Watch up here to guard the brew brother. The brew brother will go ahead and give him a nourishing meal. Eat some bunnies. And then our halfling farmer actually has really good range with his chicken. He only brings one chicken into battle, but it'll do decent damage and also gives them a speed penalty. So we're going to go ahead and throw that over there. Do 10 points of damage. 10 points of chicken damage. And our halfling Night Watch, we're actually just going to tell him to guard. If you don't do an attack on your turn, you can go into a defensive stance, which will increase your defense and resistance based on how many actions you've got left, but also give you heightened awareness where you can't be flanked, for example. Go next turn. Oh, the boars they took the long way around to attack, oh, that's Miss Carcinel over here. And then also attacking... Oh, no, that's Carcinel, and this is Hastra. So that's fine. They split their damage. There was no risk of actually killing us, which is great. I'm going to go ahead and step forward here with the Halfling Brew Brothers, which should put them in perfect range. Also, because they're going to be attacking from behind here, they're going to get a flanking bonus to do extra damage. Now, they're actually, because they have 3 actions left, they're going to shoot their cleavers 3 times. Only the first one's going to get the flanking bonus, because after that, the creature will turn to face them. But it's still going to be a pretty good start. Plus, we're going to combo that, because they're going to turn to face us. That means Ms. Hastra behind here is going to be able to flank and backstab. Well, not actually backstab. Backstab's an ability. 14 damage, 15 damage, 10 damage. Almost killed them in the first place. So Hastra will be able to easily finish them off. They've only got 1 hit point. The fact that it's a flanking thing makes no difference whatsoever. In fact, I think what I would rather do... Yeah, I'm just going to use the Halfling Farmer to kill off the boar. You'll notice there'll be no retaliation because it will die instantly. There we go. And that will free up Hastra to do something else. She's got a Shocking Bolt attack that she can use. So she'll actually get a flank on here on these boars and hit 3 times. She could also cast some spells, but I think just going for the attack would be pretty good. Who else hasn't moved yet? The Night Watch. Actually, I think the Night Watch will attack these boars from behind first, turn them around, then Miss Carcinel will be able to attack from behind. like so. You also notice these Night Watch just leveled up as well. All right, first combat done. This simple fight, but we still went and, you know, gave it some effort and some thought. So by clearing that out, we got the following rewards. We got 76 gold. We also got a boar that will fight for us. We can also just sell it for gold if we want. So we would end up with a total of 100 gold, both things combined. But I think an extra military unit at this point makes perfect sense. We'll go ahead and accept the boar. And maybe we can send the boar to defend the city. I think that's fine. So there's still a Night Watch there, and we've got an extra pony rider, so they'll all go into the city and keep guard on there. And then I can use my current army, the Army of Carcinel, to go and scoot about the map. Scout things out, find some more XP, maybe some more treasure. You'll notice we're not fully healed yet, so we won't want to run directly into the next fight. But let's go ahead and do that. We should also look at what spells we can cast. We can cast a Spy Drone, and I definitely want to start summoning that, because these things move fast and they fly. And they will give us a lot of vision very quickly over the area. So, I'm going to go ahead and park myself outside of, what is this? A Magma Forge, which gives an extra 10 production. But I won't attack them right now. I'm just going to wait here. We're going to try to become fully healed. And there's also just a pile of gold behind here. If we pick that up, we just get free money. I guess I could, oh, I don't have enough movement for it anyway. But, you know, I could go and pick that up while I'm waiting for things to heal up. All right, first turn. Done. Unknown leader is moving. Again, if you do simultaneous turns, you don't have to worry about this. But just the way I like to play, I find it a little bit smoother. Okay, Summon Spy Drone is ready to cast, so we're going to go ahead and cast our spell. We can select the hexagon on or next to a friendly city or hero. So I'm actually going to put it down, say on the left side of the city over here. And then I'm going to have it scout out to the west. So if we take a look at our drone, it's just a military unit, but it doesn't have very many hit points. It's very, very weak. It's got explosive death, which is fun. If you do kill it, it goes boom. But it floats. So it goes, you know, it can go over any kind of terrain, and it's not bothered by any of it. So we'll go ahead and scout out to the west and see what's here. And you find this, you know, a stash of mana. Well, let's go ahead and pick that up. Boom. I like mana. Looks like my army is fully healed, so we'll go ahead and probably take out, looks like there's some an army of some dwarves over here. We should be able to take them out totally easily. The key thing, if you mouse over them, it does point out that these are, oh, that's an orc. Orcs and dwarves working together? What? I think we can all agree that this is an abomination. But yeah, you can see they're tier 1 units, it says, which are the weakest type of units, and that's good. Heroes are going to be better than tier 1 units. We've also got the Brew Brother is a tier 2, which is nice. The Cavalry is tier 2. But our Farmer and our Night Watch, they're both tier 1. So we'll go ahead and I guess just take these guys out. We should be able to do that fine. Again, we'll go into manual combat. Okay, so because of where we're fighting, this is actually going to suck really bad. This area has a debuff around it. It has choking fumes. It spreads mana-infused fumes across the battlefield, causing all units to suffocate. Choking units suffer 300 morale penalty, 6 less movement, 2 less ranged attack, I think that is, 2 less defense, and 2 less resistance. Dragon, machine, and undead and incorporeal units are immune. Now, I could try to suppress it. I could try to disjunct it, but I don't have enough casting points to actually try to do that, to dispel that effect. So it's really bad for our halflings, because our morale is what determines our lucky trait. So we had 15% chance to dodge everything, now we're down to 10%, which is considerably worse. They are suffering from it too over here, but generally speaking, not too bad. Also, if we ever slipped into unhappy, there'd be a chance of fumbling. So before we had a chance of doing critical hits, while we'd instead start fumble. These guys are going to take a couple turns before they close in on us, so why don't we go ahead and just nuke them with some spells. I'm going to hit them with a magic fist. So I'm going to mouse over and see who'll take the most damage. It's all the Orc Engineers would statistically take slightly less because of the resistance, so we'll go ahead and hit this Dwarf Prospector over here. BAM! And other than that, I think we'll try to group up. The Engineers and the Prospectors, they both have some ability to shoot, but not really all that much. So mostly I'll wait for them out here. I've got massively superior numbers. Oh, I could do a buff right away. Let's go ahead and I'd actually really like to buff the Pony Riders, but I can't reach them. Hang on. I can move up with the Pony Riders. Move up to here. We'll go ahead and put up our defenses, and now we can go and feed a nourishing meal to the halfling pony riders, which is going to hopefully bring their morale up enough to make a difference. Maybe it's not. Nope, 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 it's not. Alright, well, doesn't really matter then. And this guy will just go and do a defensive stance, and the Nice Watch, same thing. So we'll just wait one turn. It's not particularly exciting. We put Miss Carcinell slightly in front, just in case they can reach someone, they'll shoot her. She's pretty tough. Especially with 3 stacks worth of defense. Hey, her Lucky actually triggered. Look at that! They were able to take 1 shot at me, but my 10% Lucky trait actually triggered, so I took no damage whatsoever, which is great. Now, I have a musket. A musket, unlike some of the other ranged weapons, will only fire once, kind of like a chicken. But the advantage of it is if you want to do a movement and then shoot, it's fine, because it doesn't really matter what you end up with. In fact, I should be able to kill this prospect. Actually, even from here, I can kill it. I think what I'm going to want to do is scooch up a bit more. And then shoot. Just because, again, she's pretty tough. So, I forgot to right-click. There we go. Although I realize I'm not going to be able to put her on defense, which is not great. My illusionist here, technically we could cast one more spell with her and give someone Star Blades, which is probably a good idea. I'm going to keep trying to buff my cavalry. They're one of my tougher unit types, and they tend to be in direct combat, so... Now, if I move forward, they will probably shoot at me, which sucks. But I'll have a double stack of defense. Hopefully we'll be okay. I don't suppose we can... Yeah, let's chicken this guy. Halfling units are not strong, but they're probably the most entertaining thing in the entire game. Let's move up here and go into defense mode. And we're going to be too far to really cleave or anything, although we can take a free shot. We can also remove disease from things. Yeah, this is way too short range on the cleaver. So I'll tell you what, I'll move up here. I'd actually rather keep the cavalry than the Brew Brothers, so I'll go ahead and sort of block that way. End the turn. Oh! The Orc Engineer actually has a blunderbuss, which does a spray, so sort of cone attack. So he hit both people here. Didn't realize that would be a thing. That's rather unfortunate. Oh yeah, and you do have to reload muskets, so there's 1 turn in between shots. Now, I'm a little tempted to move here and then attack, because then at least I would get a flanking bonus. On the other hand, then I'd only be able to attack once, but flanking's got to make up for it. Also, it'll force him to turn away, and then I can attack him in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with Carcinell the Armless. I mean, totally harmless. So we'll do a flank there. Not as much damage as the double attack, but ain't bad. And then we can, well, we can finish a lot of things off in a lot of different ways here. Actually, I believe because of the charge attack, we'll be able to finish off the Dwarf Prospector with our pony here. It's going to do a huge amount of damage in a variety of things. And, ooh, line of sight penalty. So what we can do is just scooch up to be against the wall. There we go. And then we'll be able to shoot 2 cleavers this guy. No range penalty, no line of sight. Obstacles do provide line of sight and give you 50% less damage from range attacks, but if you're right up against it, then you're sort of just, you know, shooting over it, so you don't get it anymore. So we'll get 1 flanking shot, 1 normal shot. Flanking shot is enough to kill it. Another flawless battle. It's good to keep everyone alive. You get more experience points for them. It's great stuff. Plus, then you don't have to rebuild the units, obviously. So we got 45 gold from that. And again, once our city expands, we'll be able to take advantage of this. I may as well keep moving, pick up the stash of gold. Boom, nice pile of it. Now, you can use gold to rush buildings, and we may want to do that at first. It does make our population slightly unhappy. And being happy gives you a boost to production. So I don't think I'm going to do this. Because I don't think in the long run it's a really good winning move. We'll just have to wait until it builds up slowly. But I don't know. It's very tempting. Anyway, we've still got a bunch of stuff queued up, so we'll go ahead and go. That's going to be a bit of a tougher fight. They're only tier 1 units, but there are going to be 4 of them. I mean, we definitely want to let ourselves heal up, so let's go and just explore a little bit. Oh, some water here. Now, if I did have the shipbuilding research, I could take my unit and then click on the water, and then I'd be able to just embark, and I'd be on ships, and I'd be able to go into the water that way. But I don't, so I can't. Are any spells I want to cast? No. I like Suppress Nature. I forgot about that. Suppress Nature is like the thing to be from our Dreadnought. It means we no longer get unhappy from terrain we don't like, which is going to be pretty handy with the halflings. It doesn't make them like the terrain. It just makes it so that they're not unhappy from it. I'm going to see if I can find... It's probably an easy fight, but let's see if we can find an easier one. So some Draconians over here. They're all tier 1. That's going to be slightly easier. And again, we'll just try to keep getting experience points. Ah! We are so much stronger than this army. They just want to run away. We can let them run, which is an act of good, or we can say no mercy, which is an act of evil. Now, we did do the poll earlier, and people had decided that we should be evil, so I'll go ahead and pick no mercy. The advantage of this as well is we get to fight them, and we know it's going to be an easy fight because, well, they're weak enough that they wanted to run, so it's obviously going to be a trivially easy fight. And so we get to fight them, and we get to get experience points. So we get more evil rating, and we get more experience points. So it's a pretty big advantage. A fire bomb can hurt a little bit, but it's going to be fine. I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and blow things up this way. And then where's Miss Carsonell? We'll have her step up and just shoot this guy. Yeah, guaranteed kill. There we are. And perhaps the Brew brother will go ahead and improve the morale of Miss Carsonell. Give her more hit points as well, which is going to be good. The Halfling Farmer. If I go here, will I get the line of sight penalty? Oh, the Draconian Crusher actually has projectile resistance. Still, it's probably worth doing that. Plus, there's a 25% chance it will slow them. Hey, we got experience for it as well. So that's groovy. The Night Watch will just run up and put up our defensive mode. Our Pony Rider. It's a Charger. I think we'll let them come. We'll just go and set our defenses here, end our turn, see exactly what they want to do. Most likely they'll come to us. This guy's got the Overwhelm ability, which is interesting. Gives him bonus damage against pikemen and shielded units, which our Night Watch is shielded. Shield's pretty good. It gives you extra bonus against non-flanking attacks, so attacks from the front, but it is heavily neutralized by Overwhelm, which is kind of sucky for us. That being said, we can come in here with our farmers and flank them from behind. They came from behind! And finish them off. And then I'll just, I'll just put on auto combat. And let things get finished off that way. Listen, auto combat. Don't get anyone killed. My god, that was close. That's what you get for being lazy. Alright. We got some more gold. We got a little bit more XP. So, I will go and clear that out soon, but I figured, why not take slightly easier fights while we've got the opportunity. I'll move up, end the turn here. And then our scout. This is a refugee camp. Oh, that's good. It'll give an extra 1,000 population to our main city. Or, well, still a village, but it's almost going to be a town now. That's good. You probably still have movement left. In fact, you do. So this scout can't really fight. But he's going to find a lot of these little free things for us whenever possible. There we go. Some mana crystals over there, for example. Now, the roaming monsters can come and attack your town, so you want to leave some people behind. We finished researching mana fuel cells. Excellent. A couple more things are an option. We can do Scorched Earth. Oh, instantly raise a town. Oh, you put it on a town, and if it gets raised, if it gets taken, it gets instantly raised. It's considered an evil act. Also, you have to maintain it. So, I don't know. Repair Fortification is good for rebuilding your walls in combat. Assaulting towns is very interesting. Dragon Oil is crazy good. You'd have to cast it ahead of time on the global map, but it puts a massive defensive barrier around the city. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to start ranking up my invention, because I'm going to want to start casting some spells, and I'm going to want a few more ranks of that. So I'm going to cast mana fuel cells here to give us an extra production bonus on the city. There we go. So there's a bit of a maintenance for that. Actually, we're losing mana crystals right now, but that will go away relatively soon. We'll queue up a shrine. Maybe we'll queue it up next just to offset this. That might make sense. Being happy help. Yeah, we'll squeeze in a shrine and then do the storehouse just to make sure that we're okay maintenance wise. Oh, that's why we're lower, because we're maintaining our unit. We've got some upkeep there. So that's okay. Anyway, I will want to kill that. Let's just hover around. We're going to let ourselves heal up a bit more before we actually challenge this. Oh, haste berries are nice. They replenish your movement, so you can go quite a bit further. I don't expect there to be much up here. We'll come back and scout that out with our spy drone later on. We'll just end our turn here. Speaking of our spy drone, we'll go and pick up these mana crystals and then get the haste berries. And I don't think there'll be anything up here. Oh. Ah, we've got a tomb that we can clear out later. Usually some good rewards over there. Also a pretty good site for cities, because they do give a decent amount of production. We will have to check out where we want to expand soon. Ah, because we have high morale in Brussels, we actually get an event here. Praise the leader. They're having a festival, and they collected 78 gold worth of gifts for me. So even more money are coming in. Excellent. Our shrine is about to finish. We'll finish that up too. Still looks good. Our army is mostly healed. I'll go ahead and wait until our Night Watch is fully healed. He's still a recruit. It would be really nice to level him up. It is hard to level up the level 1 infantry, and honestly, they're pretty crap, generally speaking. They are very disposable, but we're trying to keep them alive for now. What do we have here? We have an ancient ruin that can be cleared with an army later on. And there we go. How's chat going on over there? There's 2 chats to watch. Boom, boom, boom. And yeah, there are 3, based on how I set it up, there's 4 players. So there's 3 AIs running around. In addition to all these neutral fellows. Alright, what do we got here? Ah, units are trying to flee the battle. No, no mercy. So, what do we have? Draconian chargers. Yeah, okay. That'll be fine. In the interest of time, I'm very compelled to just automate more and more of this, but the AI is really not as careful with your units as you are. So it'll often backfire. Now, Hastra, here's a thing that's worth talking about. Where's Hastra? Right over here. I think that she earns XP a lot slower than Carcinel. Carcinel's got 30, Hastra's only got 25. I think that's because she's not actually doing combat action, she's casting spells. And I think you get less experience points if you do that. So in that interest, I'm not sure that's entirely true, but we're slightly out of range here. I'm going to go ahead and take 3 shots at this distance. It's also going to be a little bit safer for counterattacks and things like that. Or maybe you only get XP for killing things. No, look, she gained 9 experience points for doing that action, so we're going to try to get them farmed up just a wee bit. Let's go ahead and give our nourishing meal to Ms. Carcinel over here. And we'll have her scooch up here, so she can only really be attacked by 1 person and from the front. And we'll have her take a shot there. Yeah, there's a range penalty, but that's okay. She might have gotten a crit, too. Pony Rider. Ooh, Pike Square. So this Draconian Charger will have first strike against me and be able to hit me for a lot of damage. I definitely don't want to tangle with those if I can with my my Pony Rider. I'm just going to scooch up by 1 and be on defensive mode just to try to lower the chance that I'm going to take, you know, crap tons of damage. I'm going to move the Halfling Farmer behind Ms. Carcinel and then do a chicken attack over there. And then the Night Watch, who gets no experience points ever, we'll get him to scooch up as much as possible, go on defensive mode. We might be slightly more risky with him, see if he can't get some experience points, because otherwise he's never going to be useful. Alright. So, our Halfling Farmer really can't do anything right now, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we'll clear up some room really, really shortly. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I should be able to finish off the Draconians. It does have first strike. We'll do that. Hey, we got lucky, so we didn't actually take any damage the other way. I'm going to go ahead and scooch up next to the rock here, and then I can use my shock bolts to full effect on this dude. Almost, but not quite finish him off. Now, because this dude has pole arms, he's going to hit Miss Carcinel back quite aggressively. On the other hand, he's almost dead. It's only going to take 1 shot probably to kill him. Maybe not. We could use our flashbang. Mana-infused flashbang bursts into a mixture of light, scraps, and flames, deals some physical and some fire damage to the target enemy, and attempts to blind it for 2 rounds. That's a good thing to do against range stuff. We also might just kill this dude without doing any damage back to us. In fact, it will kill him. Seems like a good idea then. Alright, and then the Halfling Farmer... Oh, still can't squeeze by. Really? Now, I could have had her move back, but it would have drawn an attack of opportunity, so... We'll move over here. We might be able to flank from behind. Anyway, I know I'm like spending too much time on a battle that's not really of any significant consequence here. Let's cleaver him. And our pony actually can attack here, but again, we'd take a crap ton of damage, so I'll scooch up, go to triple defense, and call it good. I don't think this guy should be able to kill anyone. Oh, lucky triggered twice! Go Ms. Carsonel, and then we can go and flank with our Night Watch and actually get it some XP as well. Although, you know, arguably we should be focusing the XP on our heroes. Alright, bonus gold. And speaking of that, Ms. Carsonel has leveled up. So, when you level up a hero, you get to choose what how you level her up. You get 5 hero upgrade points every level. You can save them, because sometimes there's some more expensive stuff, but generally speaking, you just start spending it. I'm going to go right ahead and grab Imperial Authority right away, which is the best Dreadnought trait, I think, for halflings, because every unit in this hero's army will get 200 morale, which is going to be stunningly good for halflings. It only works if a hero is leading the army. Now, your actual personal leader will always lead an army if she's in it. Otherwise, it defaults to the highest leveled person in the group, which can be a little bit awkward to micromanage with these sorts of like hero buffing or army buffing things. But yeah, Imperial Authority is going to be really strong for her. And we'll also give her a few more hit points just to make sure that she survives to provide that buff. Meanwhile, we're going to swing over here, and then we'll wait a turn just to top things off. And then we can venture, say, over the mountains with this scout, because it floats. That's really an advantage there. Ah! And we've found our first seal. So, seals, again, that's our new victory condition that we can do. If we clear the seal out, and it's defended by some tier 3 and tier 2 units, if we clear it out and we occupy it, we will earn points towards victory every turn. So that'll be a nice high priority, but obviously we need a beefy army to take that. We'll also need to hold it. We might also want to settle a town near here as well. Also met a hostile village. Now we might be able to negotiate, make it non-hostile. On the other hand, we're evil. Let's just go and conquer it. Seems like the easiest way to do anything, right? More neutral units. Okay. I'm researching new skill. I wonder what people would want me to research. Great Blacksmith. Armored units are 10% cheaper, and that's not bad. We could unlock the ability to produce engineer units. They're only tier 1, but they're better than other tier 1 units, generally speaking. And if we do this, it'll unlock the next tier of our special units. So we're going to do that. We're going to unlock the ability to produce engineers, mostly because we want to unlock the next thing in the chain. Alright, let's go and stomp these guys. No mercy. Manual combat. So tempted just to automate it, but we'll probably lose a unit if I do that. Okay, good. People in the chat are saying engineers. Hey, we got lucky again. So yeah, our morale right now is best, which is giving us a 25% luckiness now. Very, very nice. So, a quarter of all shots we will simply dodge. It also dramatically increases our chance of getting a crit. I can charge a specific guard. Is there any way I can force this guard to turn so I can get a flank as well? I move up to here. Can I check in this guy? Yes. So then he'll turn to face over here, which means now when I charge in, I'll get a flanking charge and do huge amounts of damage. Not quite finish the unit off. And what's unfortunate is no matter how badly damaged the unit is, it will always do maximum damage. So you really want to focus on finishing people off whenever possible. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to give Ms. Carsonel the nourishing meal, again, to cap off her hit points a little bit higher. And also, there is an even higher morale, but I don't think we quite reached it. Still, that's going to be okay. Anyway, with Hastra, I'm going to move. I only need one shot to kill it. It's got 2 hit points, so I'm going to move to sort of over here, which should be generally safe. And then I'm going to take 1 shot at the human civic guard. Make sure that it's dead and cannot do any damage whatsoever. The Night Watch, I'll get it to move up as much as possible and into armored mode. Miss Carsonel could go and charge and do some damage, which wouldn't be bad. Is she the only one left to act? It would also leave her a little bit exposed to some big counterattacks. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move over here and just take... Oh, range penalty still? There we go. Huge amount of damage to the musket. Wow! Actually finished it in one kill. One shot. Even without a crit. Oh, it's a lot of damage being applied on my poor little halfling farmer. I think what we'll need to do is charge and flank from behind. More damage there. Level up our person a little bit more. You can go here and do a... Oh, still a range penalty. Well, I'll take the triple shot. Oh, and we actually got double crits on there as well. The halfling farmer. Actually, this thing can't retaliate, and it looks like we'll probably kill it. And get some XP. There we are. A warg is a rank 1 animal. I'm actually good on money. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take the reward. We could actually use this to scout around a little bit more as well, which I think I might do. Nice fast unit. Meanwhile, my primary unit, where am I going to... Oh, is there something here I never picked up? I think those are construction materials as well. Scrolls of Knowledge. Give us boost research. Oh, that sounds pretty useful. Yeah, Dungeon Keeper 2 is apparently working well on Windows 7 on the GOG version. I've dabbled with trying to get Dungeon Keeper working before. I did a video, actually, it might have been with the GOG version, and it worked. So, in main, the Night Owl, the level 2 Archdruid wants to charge our forces for 150 gold. I think I'm going to go ahead and take her. Probably a decent idea. We'll get someone a little different, a High Elf. Different traits coming in. Archdruids. Druids are very, very cool as well, so that'll be handy. Do I want her to join the actual army? I think so. And specifically, I think we're going to take one of these Halfling Night Watches. We're going to send him back to town because he's not actually that helpful. And then we'll have the hero join the army. Because all heroes have ranged attacks, if nothing else, so they'll be able to participate a fairly decent amount. Let's go ahead and pick up these Scrolls of Knowledge. There we go, 112 research. We've finished producing, or researching Produce Engineer. Musketeer, there we go. There's our rank 2 archer unit. Definitely want to go there. And actually, it'll unlock Produce Golem afterwards as well, which is going to be really, really nice and sexy. Hostra has leveled up. So we can give her abilities that let her lead armies better. But I think I'm going to have her built up to be like a second in command in the army of Carcinel. So I'm going to give her stuff that makes her more deadly specifically. And I think one of the things that might be nice is actually to just give her more sorcery so she can spam a few more spells. So I'm going to give her next level of sorcery, which will give her more casting points. Although maybe I should have given more health and stuff too early on to make sure she doesn't die, because that would be bad. Okay, we are now making a net gain of mana, which is great. Public baths I definitely want because it will give us extra morale, and that will be really, really handy. So we'll queue that up and then figure out what we want to do afterwards. There's some gold lying on the ground. And quite a few enemy units. Oh, that's right, my wargs are here. What is Casting Catalyst. Oh, gives us more skill points over here. Now, this is all volcanic territory, which my halflings won't like, but I can hit them with the Suppressed Nature spell. How much does that cost to maintain? 40 mana per turn. Ouch. To make them not be miserable in the volcanic territory. That is a lot of enemies, though. Ooh, let's keep scouting around over here. What's that thing? No. Not much. Oh, I met Urist. Urist the Unseeing, who's actually one of the characters that I made for the first Let's Play. So we just met him. Let's officially declare some peace for now. Oh wait, a peace treaty actually is a good act. No, I don't want to. I don't want to suggest it because I don't want any good points. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go for this gold pile with the warg. You know what? We can do both, because there's actually a cool thing we can show off, well, next turn. Let's move the warg next to these guys. Because the battle is not just one army against one army. If you've got multiple armies nearby, they will stack up a little bit, which is really interesting. Which is one of the reasons this fight is going to be a little bit more hairy if these independents don't move. These guys are moving here, but that's fine. And these guys moved away. Okay. Good, that'll make it a little easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the warg right here. And then I'm going to move to here and then attack this camp. And you'll see in the... No mercy. In the battle screen, we're going to have our main army here, but also the wargs are going to take part here. You could actually surround like a town or something like that and do it. Later on, you can get battles that involve many, many, many armies all fighting on both sides. That can be pretty crazy. And we'll go into manual combat. And they will act first. And they've actually got some barricades and defenses, which is kind of annoying because we're going to have to like beat through there to be able to attack. And melee attacks are going to be particularly tough because, oh, well, apparently the chicken attack is like flawless. So we may as well do that and start beating him down. What is this? Oh, that's Iman, the night owl. Now, she is not a halfling. Oh, we're in hated terrain. We've got minus 300 to our morale because we don't like the terrain we're on. That is definitely a bit of a problem. Well, we'll go ahead and, well, that's Hastra, who's also a halfling, so that's okay. And is closer than Miss Carsnell, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. We'll give her the nourishing meal. Which apparently we get XP for doing. That's interesting. You can see both the range and the line of sight penalty make this very, very difficult. I can scooch up to be right next to the barrier, and then I will no longer get the line of sight penalty. And also the range will go away. These scoundrels do have crossbow attacks. So she's going to take a lot of crossbow damage. Now, I think that only fires once, though. Yeah. It's not quite so bad. And we might be able to finish off the scoundrel. I'm going to go ahead and take the risk. But it's definitely a risk. There's still a line of sight penalty. Oh, because of the way the barrier goes. Maybe a little bit derp, then. I definitely want to try to kill that thing. Now, I can flashbang anywhere on the map, so if I did that, I'd kill it. Also, it would eliminate its range attacks. I could also do that for someone else. I'd rather just kill something, though. Got 9 hit points left. We're guaranteed to do at least 10. So we'll flashbang that guy. Mon, the Night Owl. I think what we're going to do is just come up and throw our defenses up. Because it doesn't make much sense to attack through here. We're going to let them come through. Our pony... we move to something like here, we'll be well covered against ranged attacks, and we can go in defensive mode. There's the warg, quite far away, but he can start moving forward. And then we'll end the turn. See what they do. Alright, a little bit of damage on Iman, but nothing to worry about. Now, we may want to go and smash through some of these barriers here. In fact, I will start that with the cavalry. I'm going to attack, double attack the barrier, destroying it, which opens up perfect line of sight to these fools over here. Deaded. If I go here, does it still have the line of sight problem? No. Excellent. And I'm just going to hit automate for the rest. Because I'm lazy. There we go. Kaboom! We got a Draconian Crusher unit. We also got our first item. Shield of the Tribal Warrior. It's +1 defense and gives the shield bonus. We're going to take that reward, and we may as well equip Miss Carsnell with that shield. Increase her defenses, make her a bit tougher, which is very nice. Meanwhile, we'll go ahead and send that unit to defend the town. We'll use our warg to continue to do a little bit of scouting. We could also go and clear out this first dungeon. Now, a dungeon is one of the things you cannot do as a group. But we don't have enough movement points. It's only one army can ever do it, which we're probably not in a position to do that right now. You need a pretty tough unit. Oh, negotiate with the dwarves. Can we go through? No. Oh, right. And I should just declare war, actually, to get more nasty points, but we'll wait a little bit longer before we do that. They'll often give you quests. These are neutral towns. They can sometimes give you quests or just ask for money to join your empire, and it's really, really nice. Actually, what I should just do with my main army here, because well, we'll find out how tough this dungeon is, but expecting that it's too tough, we'll just come over here and we'll take over this town. Ah! Very likely defeat. You know what? I'm just going to automate this. Our warg will die, and there's nothing we can really do about it. Our alignment has changed to slightly evil. We'll go us. Legendary dungeon. If we take a look at it, what kind of stuff is here? Halfling Manticore Riders, it's rank 4. Monster Hunters, now all their morale is really low because they actually hate the territory they're on, but our morale will also be low. So no, we're not actually going to do that fight. What I will do is swing over this way. We'll see if we can't take over a city. We don't have any siege weapons with us, so it'll depend on exactly how it's defended. Oh, which actually I could take a look at with this if I'm willing to declare war. And you know what? Prepare to be destroyed. We'll declare war. It's an evil act. We'll get more evil points. Whoa, it's very well defended. We're definitely going to need some extra troops before we take them out. But we'll leave them be for now. Is this another... It's another seal. Alright, Brussels, how you doing? Actually, I would really like to expand. The problem is, most of this territory is crap. This might not be a terrible spot. Most of it is relatively fertile land, or halflings will like. This is crap, this is crap, this is crap. We really only have one place to settle a halfling city. We may as well go ahead and start up our settler right now. Expand to a second city. It'll help our economy quite a bit. Anyway, you head over this way. Take a peek at what we've got. Bandits hideout, which will give us some extra income if we clear it, which is usually nice. Ah! There's a patrol on the road. And back with our single unit. But yeah, we're going to want to do that. This is just our scout. So scout, be scouty. Yeah, that's the city upgrade. Oh no, we actually get it right away. We just picked that stuff up. Oh, wow. Ancient ruins, we get good benefits if we clear that for a city later. Cartographer's place can be handy. But yeah, we'll go ahead, we'll make sure that we've got this area a little bit cleared up, but the idea will be we'll expand over here as our next action. I think that's probably the safest thing to do. Alright, we've unlocked our musketeers as well, which is nice, and we can go up to golems. Now, golems are uber powerful. Getting that unlocked super fast would actually be really, really useful. In our city, we've even got the siege units, right? We can start building battering rams, but I would much rather get the siege workshop and start building traps. So yes, we will finish the settler. Then we'll build a siege workshop. Another bonus, it also gives you some extra production, so you can build faster. We'll do that, probably build a couple of trebs, and I don't know, maybe a golem or whatever, or something like that, and we're going to go and take that dwarf city soon. Not quite yet. Go and grab the haste berries to reset our movement. Go and get some free gold over here. Lovely. Over here. Yeah, go and get that cartographer's bit. Reveal some land. Ah, some monies. And yeah, just wait in town. So we've got a fire node here, which gives us some mana per turn. We've got our siege workshop. We may want to squeeze out a hospital, just to get more morale and more population growth, but I think it would make more sense. Right, we've got our, we've got our unit. I'm gonna move out with, like, a few dudes. And I'm gonna come over here just to make sure there was no... Oh, taking the watchtower would be very useful. Just some level 1 dwarves. Yeah, we'll be fine. I'm pretty sure they're 100% dead. We could mix it up with some spells. Root Spears, Savage Roar. And see, Hastra I think is lower level than Iman's, which is why she's lower down here. But she's got a lot of mana, so she may as well just, you know, fist people. And Miss Carcinel. Is that a range? It is, but we don't need to save movement, so there we go. There's a 50-50 chance we're gonna kill this unit this way. We could make that slightly better if we gave her a bit of a meal first, because it increases the chance that we'll get a crit. Bam. No crit. Ah, but we did finish it off. No, we didn't. That's got 1 hit point left. Ow, for crying out loud. As mentioned, units with, you know, they always do max damage, so we're going to go ahead and just finish it off. A bit of a waste to put this much effort on the one character, but, you know, it's fine. I could charge him, but I think I'd rather just move off a little bit to the side, and hopefully we can do a charge plus a flank. Yeah, reduces movement too. Oh, throwing stones. Oh, these are prospectors, aren't they? Yeah. So prospectors are what are called irregular units in that they're mostly melee, but they also have a shot they can take, like a single shot, much like Miss Carsnell has. Now these dudes have a shield. I want to turn them. It's a big retaliation. Not enough to actually kill me. Alright, we'll do that. What's her other ability? Oh yeah, casting a spell. I want to turn her so that my cavalry can come in and hit them from behind. No, you're going to come in this way. Oh, they went in defense! I can't flank them. I'll still get the charge bonus, but I'll actually take more damage. That's really frustrating. Yeah, let's do it anyway. We got lucky for the retaliation. Excellent. And because they're out of action points, they can't retaliate anymore, so I'll just go in with another hero over here, apply some more beatdown. Better than hitting it with a range, because the shield make it very, very difficult. I need someone with armor piercing, actually. Can I cleaver this guy? I do without a range penalty? God, that is really short range. Bam. They're getting +1 ranged attack. For why? Because they're veterans? Ah! Because they're veterans. They actually do more damage than the average dude. So there's only this guy left alive. I can't chicken him anymore, which is unfortunate. Oh, Miss Carsnell can still go, though. Can she reach him? No, she cannot. Well, we'll go there. She'll be reloaded for next turn. It's not going to matter. I'm pretty sure if he attacks me, he's going to die from... Oh! He didn't do anything. Alright. Boom. Get shot. I keep going to take a drink, but I'm out of liquid. We're going to have to take a break for a sec here. I suspect I have a tea waiting for me upstairs, so I'm going to go ahead and collect that. But before we go for our break, what are we going to queue up next here? We have completed the Siege Workshop. Okay. So we could go straight and build a couple of trebuchets, and I think I like that plan. In fact, I do. And you know what? Before we build the trebs, we'll build a couple of musketeers. And then the trebuchets, just to pad out our army here. Oh, we auto-completed our production because people are so happy. Nice. Right, we got that settler. And now we're producing military units. So our settler over here, where are we going to plant it exactly? If we ever cleared out these ancient ruins, they would give us 50 morale and 10 research points, which is pretty good. The watchtower doesn't give you anything if you control it. Up here, we've got a bandit hideout with some amount of income. If we do move all the way down here, though, we've got the fire node and a mine and another mana node, which sounds pretty good to me. So I think we're going to want to colonize a little further south here. Oh, this terrain all counts as fertile plains. Fantastic. Well, maybe we'll set our city right here. It'll block this bridge and really give us a lot of control over the area. It'll take a few turns, a few city growths before we really start to bring things in. But that might be pretty okay, actually. I'm going to go ahead and rest up and just heal. Our scout, I seem to recall, we detected something over here with our map that we could go and collect. So I'm going to swing over this way and see what I can see. I don't think I want to cast anything. I don't think I need to suppress nature. No, don't need to do anything like that. We are slightly evil. We're like the margarine of evil. I can't believe it's not evil. Alright, this seems like a pretty good place to take a short break. When we come back, we've got, what time is it? I think we're about an hour in. Just over an hour. So we'll have just under an hour left of this stream. Hopefully everyone's still enjoying it. I'll try to catch up on the chat at that point as well. See you guys in a few minutes. Okay, and I'm back. I have my my green tea going on. Very good. I'm gonna try to answer some questions. What I think was gonna happen is I think we're gonna try to take over that dwarven city, and I suspect that that will coincide very nicely with a good place to end the stream. So we'll see how that goes exactly. But if we can conquer Nimrus, I'll be very, very pleased. Chat's a bit hairy, having to keep track of two different ones at the same time. Everyone seems to be behaving themselves wonderfully, though. Yeah, if there's anyone has any questions about the game, I mean, I know that there's apparently one of the developers is in the chat, and plenty of people have experience with this game, so hopefully people are able to answer any questions you may or may have. Oh, you can right-click to rotate the units after. That is useful. Although, facing doesn't matter when you're in a defensive. If you, like, 'cause normally my facing is determined by my attack. And then I can't move after that as far as I know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I can still rotate at that point. But when you're in a defensive, it doesn't matter because you threaten all ones around you. You can't be flanked, and you'll counterattack no matter what. Unless I'm wrong. But yeah, I'll try. Any planned expansions or DLC for this game? Ginger Cookie asks. Well, I'm playing an actual expansion / DLC called the Golden Realms, which added the halflings and a mini campaign and added a bunch of new gameplay features as well. And they've already announced that the next expansion / DLC is going to introduce the Necromancer class, which I'm sure has people really, really excited. So that should be a good time. Yeah, Godwin82, there we go. Apparently one of the devs. Cool to have you join us. Although if the conversation has been Godwin, does that mean we all have to stop now? Cancel the stream. Boom, 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 boom. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start playing again a little bit more. Noir89 thinks that facing does matter for facing even when on the defense. Or for attacks of opportunity. So maybe you can't be flanked? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure defensive means that you threaten all 6 squares, but I don't have a ton of experience with the game, so I could easily be wrong. Anywho, let's go and kill some dwarves. Yeah! This is what you get for hiring me to go kill a freaking dragon, dudes. Or steal it from it, I suppose I should say. So one thing I don't know yet about this game is how much you should focus on actually expanding or not. You know, same thing that happens when every time you get a new version of Civ or something like that. It's like, should you expand aggressively? Should you expand early? Should you just make one city, like expand one time, then stop? I don't know. Yeah, anyway, let's found a city right over here. I like it. We're going to guard this bridge. This bridge is now ours. Deal with it. We're not going to get any special things inside our initial radius unless we clear this tomb of whatever. Hobtown. We're going to call this Twitchville. Bam. Alright, so it's going to take a little bit before it... right now it's just founding. In one turn it'll be a city, albeit a very small city. Our brewer is a bit damaged, but I think we're going to be okay to take this. No mercy! Manual combat. If we had some musketeers in here, like, especially with something like this, like a handful of tier 1 units, I would so just hit, like, auto battle. Range units are a lot more bulletproof than melee ones to be automated. So what's going on here? Great Immolation. Sustains the rich... Ow. Burning everything in the honor of the fire god. Immolates a random unit each combat round. Of course, they would randomly pick one of mine, although I do have more, so. Immolated units suffer 3 fire damage, -1 range strength, -400 morale, -1 defense, and -1 resistance for 2 turns. That's brutal! She's on fire! No wonder she's unhappy. Any spells we might want to start to throw out? Maybe. How hurt is she? There's only 12 down, so I think we don't need to harmonize energies yet, but I think what we may want to make sure to do is save ourselves our 20 mana to cast that. So I'm going to go ahead and cast the Starblades. Perhaps on Carcinel. And we're also going to go and give her the Feast. It's not normally the way I play with my leaders, but I expect a lot from Miss Carcinel, the Armless. And I'm going to move up here and then just enter defensive mode. Like that. So yeah, there's no way for me to rotate. And I mean, I guess I could have rotated first, but I don't think it matters. And there's probably about 300 people in chat telling me about how wrong I am right now, but I can only look over at chat so often. Now, do we want to move Imam? I don't want to expose her to too much trouble, because her defenses are really low because she's on fire. But if I do something like this, and then maybe do a range attack, I can get 2 shots over here and be in range. Oh, I can do more damage to the Flamer, probably because it has lower defense. Do we start going for the squishier guys first, or what is probably a slightly more difficult opponent first? I don't know. I like trimming things. Like, start with the weak stuff, get it like narrowed down as quickly as possible, and then just focus on the big bad at the end. And we'll move here, and then defense up. So we'll invite someone to move in between us so we can do some crazy flanking nonsense. Move up as far as we can. Throw a chicken at this dude. And there's a huge... Oh, especially with a crit. Dead. Nice. And that's it for the turn. Okay, who gets immolated? Ah, another one of my people got immolated. Again, statistically, it is likely that I am going to be the people getting immolated. Ooh, that firebomb. And Mom's getting a little bit low. Oh. As is my halfling farmer. Now, the farmer is far less important. I could just go and, like, try to finish it, because then my people will be fine. We can easily kill the Nightmare this way. There's probably a lot of ways for me to kill the Nightmare. If I move to here, I can cleaver it. That seems like a good idea. Apparently my Brew Brother, because he's leveled up high enough, can dispel magic as well. Dispels all magical buffs and debuffs on the target, so that would get rid of the Immolate, but I think I'd rather just kill people. There we go. We can kill the Nightmare with a couple of cleavers. Excellent. Next, we can... we can't actually flank right now, but I could open that up. Yeah, there we go. Oh, this is a weak unit. It's gonna be fine. Oh, we even got a crit. Blech. Okay. I'm probably being overly cautious with these fights, but I'm really trying to preserve every unit. Take every edge, every opportunity that I can get. But yeah, do we have a musketeer yet? Yes, we do. Grab this musketeer. Move it down, and meanwhile, our farmer, we're going to move one up here. I mean, he's been handy, he's leveled up, but we're going to try to bring up our general level of units here and ideally clear out that tomb. Meanwhile, alright, we got that. I thought there was something we could grab. Maybe oh, it's way up here. Okay. Huh? Oh, you merged. Why do we have a Dracone here? What's going on? I'm confused. Alright. Oh, you're the ones that were escorting my my new city. I'm going to send you back as well. I mean, definitely want to keep a decent stack over here. One of the things you can do is have a high mobility unit on like a road between your two cities and just guard things that way. It would be really bad to lose my capital. Oh no, I have units in there right now. Oh! Just like that with neutral units. Okay, a few things going on. First of all, Twitchville is now a proper town. We're going to get it started off with a builder's hall, get some extra production going on in there. You'll notice we don't have much in the way of money. Now, I'm able to start building... No, I can't. The builder's hall is paused because we don't have enough money to construct it. So, I'm actually just going to have this city, just for now. All you're going to do is construct merchandise. Because I want the money to go towards new units. Although that's going to have upkeep and be quite expensive as well. Ew. independence and we're at peace with them. Alright, that's fine. This is my that. I won't have a leader in this army. What do we have? Scoundrels, or just a bunch of scoundrels. They do have crossbows. I'd actually rather avoid that, on second thought. Ah, that's really annoying. I can't actually get around. Oh, it's because you might get my other units killed. I think I'm just going to sacrifice the adventurer. I mean, they might not attack. Possible. Nope. I'll just take the loss. Poor Micro. Maybe I should have taken the fight. I'm not sure. Alright, you guys defend my capital. Make me feel nice and safe over there. You pick up some mana crystals. Thank you very much. You are to join up over here. Now, our first tier 2 unit. Let's find out what's in this. It's strong, which is not bad, because it goes, I think, strong, epic, legendary. Strong is very doable. It does have a troll, which is a tier 3 monster, and a dread baby spider, and a warg. The troll is the threat. We might lose some units, but I think we're going to be okay. Even if we lost heroes, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But if we can clear that out, we can get a lot of research, not to mention the morale boost in our new city. So let's take a look at this troll. Now, the troll has regrowth. It regains 20% of its hit points each round. It's dedicated to evil. If we kill it, it's an act of good. Oh, well. Okay, that's all that's relevant. It hits hard. It's got a decent amount of hit points, but it will regen. So once we start applying damage to this, we need to make sure to, like, dogpile. Is that the right term? All over it. So, musket. Out of range. Pretty high range. Oh, and it's a single shot. Does it have to reload as well? It does. Wow, musketeers, man. Do we just start hitting it with range attacks? I think so. So this musketeer can move up further. Okay, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and hit it with everything we've got. Starting with the magic fist and the troll. We're going to try to kill it in one round. So the musketeer only gets one shot no matter what, so doesn't actually matter what color we get left in. We just want to make sure we're not out of range. There we go. 21 to 31. 27 damage. I will take it. Miss Carsnell, can you finish off the troll? Alright, I think we'll be fine, you guys. I don't know why you guys were so worried. God. Ah, that was supposed to be a range attack. What? Oh, I missed on my click. Oh well. I guess we'll charge the spiders. It's only spiders. I mean, it's not like anyone's scared of them or anything. Now, let's run up, try to cleaver. There's a range penalty, but oh, we'll crit because of the high morale. It would be nice if we could kill off the spiders before they did any damage, despite my stupidity. Pony Rider, move up, and that's it. Yeah, I don't think we'll lose anyone. These are pretty weak units, and at this point, we've got a few levels in there. Our musketeers might be a bit at risk. Okay, we're fine. Okay, the spiders are dead. Scarsnell, go in there and earn your XP. Lucky, so she dodged the counterattack. Let's find out what rewards we're getting here. So we should get something cool. We got some insulated boots, +1 defense, and some shock protection. I like that. Now, since Miss Carsnell will actually respawn if she dies, it might be worthwhile giving the boots to especially this character here, because Hastra is likely to stand back and cast spells. This character is probably a little bit more likely to mix it up. Also, she's got some experience points. We could give her some more casting ability with Druidry. I think that Iman is actually going to be a leader of another army, so we may want to give her stuff that boosts her army. So Warm at Night gives her entire unit frost protection. Nature's Resistance, everyone gets bonus to resistance, which is actually really nice. Mostly helps you resist spells and things like that. I think, though, it might be worthwhile just buffing her hit points and defenses. And she's got a good range attack. We'll give her the range strength, and we'll do that. So she doesn't have an army buffing thing yet, but it's pretty good. Miss Carshnell also leveled up. So she actually gets mixed up in combat a lot, especially since she got someone else to cast spells. I think it would make a lot of sense if she was inflicting immolation with every one of her attacks. We could also give her rapid reload, so she could shoot every turn. Or, you target something and it reloads them instantly. I'm going to go Inflict Immolation. I'm also going to grab the Vision Range upgrade, which is, you know, just kind of a convenience thing. And we'll move down a bit, and then we'll just rest up, because we're going to go and clear out these other nodes as quickly as we can. Another Musketeer. Oh, buddy, you came to the wrong neighborhood. He's like, ah, a watchtower. The AI really likes to go and claim watchtowers, but the thing is, if they're inside your domain, you'll automatically reclaim them as soon as they leave. So then they keep coming back to claim it. So it's actually a fun way to sort of bait them into, I don't know, doing stupid stuff like this. I mean, these are just independents, so it hardly matters. And yes, you're right. They are magic boots that automatically resize to fit the their owner. That's why it can be worn by, you know, halflings and elves and all these things. Lucky! So this is both melee and range attacks, which is pretty damn handy. Alright, Miss Carshnell. You actually might one-shot these guys on a charge. Go ahead and do that. We'll save your musket. Oh, they luckied out of it. Son of a bitch. I don't like fighting against halflings. Alright, scooch up to here. They only have 10% lucky. They have 10% lucky and they luckied twice. Are you kidding me? Are you for serious right now? Gotta stop at least 2 tiles away here. Because otherwise they could step up by 1 and then swing 3 times. This way they'd have to step up 2, and then they'd only be able to swing twice, which is nice. I'm gonna go ahead and feed up this halfling pony rider. Which leaves Iman over here. I think we'll move here. And take 2 shots. You can't lucky everything. 10% chance to be lucky. Has luckied 3 out of 4. So 75% success rate on a 10% success rate. Sure. Alright. Game's out to get me. Doesn't like this halfling on halfling combat. Oof. Not quite dead, but nearly dead. One of you... Oh! Oh, Hastra is netted. Hastra's got the heal, which was going to keep my Musketeer alive. I guess I'm just going to move back with the Musketeer. It'll give it cover, so if these guys can shoot again, they shouldn't be able to do anything there. I'm incredibly annoyed, though. Alright, we should be able to finish this one off with the bow. Oh, especially with a crit. And it'll crit every shot. Lucky! Okay, there we go. Crit. Dead. Then, we're going to charge this fool and hit him twice. Alright. Not lucky all the time, are you? You go in defense up. You will get a flank. It won't be a charge, but you will flank and get 3 attacks. Although only the first one will be flanking. Both units leveled up, which is interesting. And that's the combat. Okay. We get another upgrade. The upgrading is the best part. Oh, I love healing. Healing is a great ability. It's not a spell, so it doesn't use, so you can cast like you can heal and cast a spell in the same turn. Not on the same character, obviously. But that's very, 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 very handy to have. Now, that's not something that is leader specific. Natural leader is cool. Every turn, everyone regenerates 6 health, which is not very much, but is handy if you're a leader. I'm going to grab healing. I always grab it when it presents itself because I really like it. I think I'm going to save the last point for next time. You over here, I'll go and explore some more. There's the other node. Alright, or the seals, I should say. Don't have enough money for the last treb. We will next turn, though. I think what I'm going to do, though, move this, and the pony riders are not going to be very good defenders of the city, although the musketeers are. Maybe I'll leave the musketeers behind. There. Grab some extra melee units. And, well, actually we'll park here until the last trebuchet goes, but this is going to be the army that will go. We're going to grab a main Night Howl, or Night Owl? The Night Owl. Get you to move up here, and I guess we'll merge you up so you're not exposed. There we go. That'll be my other army. The Dwelling of Ker Sifoa has a quest available. Oh, they're Nagas. So Nagas are a minor faction. You can't play as the Naga, and their cities don't have like as many units and building types and things like that. But you can get them on your side. So quests are a really nice way to get a city onto your side really easily and cheaply. But, you know, I want to be evil. Prepare to be destroyed! Actually declared war by taking that action. Let's go ahead and clear out these 2 fools over here. No mercy, of course. And we'll go manual combat. So the trebuchets are really good siege weapons. They're also not too bad like this. They do really big ranged damage. They hurl boulders. Oh, they're actually coming out from their defenses. But they're very particularly good at destroying like walls and stuff. Like, I guess they don't have anything special relating to that. But they can triple attack at 20 damage each time. That's huge. And they've got excellent range, so we're just going to, like, obliterate. So these guys are out of range, but just by 1. That's it. So it doesn't really matter who I target. I'll target the one who's slightly further away, just on the off chance that I can't reach it with other units. I'm only going to take 2 shots out of this. So teching up is really good. The downside with the trebuchet... Is it only 1 attack? Oh, it's 4 rocks they have. It requires 3 action points. I'm misreading it. Derp. All right. 3 action points. So they can only attack once. Which I'm like, when I was saying, I was like, really? They can attack 3 times? Oh, well. I guess I just misremembered. No, I remembered right. I just can't read. Which anyone who follows me already knows. So, Miss Carsnell can cast spells, even though she's not here, but she doesn't really have much in the way of exciting spells. I think Amon's just going to move up and take a triple shot over here. Can we hit this one and be in full range? Yes. That would guarantee that we finish it off as well. I think we're pretty much going to clear things up regardless, so I'm going to go with this one here. Charge in here. I shouldn't get countered attack because the wargs should just kill that. In fact, they do, or the boars, whatever that is. We can reach the Godland Scoundrel with the Charger, or the Crushers. Excellent. Now the Pony Riders, I think, are just going to go up and try to smash the front gate. Blam. End turn. Okay, I'm just going to automate the rest of it, too. We're going to be fine. Mm-hmm. Alright, cleared that up. Oh, we got a High Elf Swordman. We also got a hat, the Straw Hat of the Happy Farmer, which gives that unit 200 bonus morale. Now, her having high morale would increase the chance that she can crit, but if I take this hat and send it to one of my halfling heroes, for example, Carsnell the Harmless, not only will she get the higher crit chance, she will also get the higher morale, which will improve her lucky, right? Which is good. Alright, you guys hang out in the city for a turn. We're going to let that musketeer heal up. And you can go and pick up... Oh, we have no movement points. You go and combine there. Yeah, we'll throw in the longswordman, or the swordman. We are, presumably, constructing the last trebuchet. Which will fit in there. And I like the idea of invading a city with 2 trebs. Why don't you guys come down here? You continue to scoot a boot. The hell? Oh! One of the beholdery looking things. There's only one of them. Oh no, there's a bunch of people in there. Never mind. I mean, I can't take it with the scout anyway. Alignment has changed to evil. Lovely. Item has also arrived over here. Ms. Carsnell gets a jaunty hat. Now, it doesn't add anything to the character model, but it's still pretty good. Got a proposal from Eurus the Unseeing. He's negotiating peace. Now, I don't know. If I say yes, does it make me slightly less evil? I decline. I'm actually not sure. Normally I would say yes, but I'm trying to be evil as quickly as possible because I want to get the evil army for becoming pure evil. Anyway, let's go and clear this node out. Looks like Godwin's still in the chat answering questions. What do we have going on here? Recharging mana currents. The mana currents fuse themselves with supernatural beings, replenishing those creatures' hit points. Restores 15 health to a friendly summon unit or unit of magical origin each combat round. Now, friendly would be these guys here. So actually, these are probably all magical origin. Yeah, magical origin. So they will regenerate, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna get slaughtered. In fact, I'm gonna let the computer take care of this one. Let's just watch and see what happens. We might randomly lose something, but I think we're gonna be okay. Oh, I like that. Musketman moved forward, took a shot while defended by the stone, and is being flanked on both sides by buddies. But again, fully healed. Doesn't really matter. The first combat round, it's amazing that we even did anything, although now it means the muskets aren't charged, so... Ooh. Shocking. Alright, that was round 1, and now I'm pretty sure we just cleaned them all up. Hey, nourishing meal applied to... Why would you... They had Miss Carsnell step away, take an attack of opportunity, and then shoot. Probably was not the best way to actually do things. So this guy should get destroyed here. Assuming none of my units actually sacrifice themselves. I really should be micromanaging this. Oh, it's end turn, so I'm going to lose some units here. Wow. Alright, hitting, like, play here is definitely a mistake. As long as my hero doesn't die. I lost a hero. Look at that. By having it be automated, I actually lost a hero. Losing Miss Carsnell would not be the end of the world, because she'll respawn. But this other person, that's my spellcaster. You know my caster who should be hanging back and not fighting? That's what you get. So this is why we mostly micromanage this stuff. Although, if you do go and do the automatic combat, by default, the settings in the game are such that in an automatic combat situation, like if you just literally hit the auto button, then, if assuming you win the battle, you will never lose a hero. They will do the resurgence thing. So that is the default, which, you know, may or may not be good. Anyway, let's move forward. We've been punished for our laziness. Can't believe how, like, oh, how silly these guys are sometimes. Miss Carsnell, we used your stupid, like, attack at some point. Just silly. There was no reason for you to use your musket attack that time. You could have used it now. But there's only going to be one retaliation here because we're burning through most of its action points. There we go. Can finish that off. So we lost a whole hero. How awful is that? Look at that. Hastra is dead. All for 29 mana. Now, she did drop her gear on the ground. It's just a lightning wand, which is a common item. But it does give us, if we did carry both the lightning wand and the rifle, that way Miss Carcinell can choose between like the triple shot melee attack versus the one shot musket that has a higher range, which ain't bad. It's some extra XP over here. I think what we're gonna do, actually having someone with true sight's not bad, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem right now. Miss Carcinell, oh, we're gonna grab a repair machine so you can heal up the trebuchets once they get brought into the battlefield. Also, we're gonna give you more hit points and slightly higher defense to make sure you're a tank. Explore through the mountains, see what we can see. This army can, oh, actually can't reach over here. That's too bad. Domain invasion over here. Ah! Now we're fine here. There's no way, with our walls, these guys should not be a threat. They're all tier 1. We theoretically have the ability to cast spells and defend ourselves, but something to keep on our toes. Trebuchet is going to be done in 1 turn regardless. Yeah, they're not even going to come at us. Alright. Bring a trebuchet down here. Clear another node. No mercy! We're totally evil. But we're gonna have to micromanage all the things all the time. And I like the empire building more. I mean, the tactical combat is really good. Really, really good. But you know, you guys know me. I'm an empire builder. So if ever I can get away with like not having to micro, I just sort of point and say, "You go kill those things over there," and that's how I like to do it. Let's go here. We'll have cover because these are all longbows. Well, those are guards, but right, and this is the one with the heal ability, which is good. Want to make sure not to overextend. Line of sight penalty. Scooch up by 1. Take a shot. Pew! Excellent. Yeah, maybe I'll just do this. I can take a shot over here and finish this guy off, actually. Nice. And you come over here and go into defensive mode and end turn. Yeah, we're fine. We can get a nice little attack here. And, oh, I actually didn't realize they were facing this way. We could have gone in for the flank first and then flanked again from the other side. I misread how these guys were facing. Draconian Crusher can't actually do anything. This boar, likewise, can't really reach anything. I guess we'll come around this way. The Night Owl. We can have you move here for some cover. And take 1 shot. Actually, I might want to heal herself, but there's no way she can die. There's just no way. Move over here. And, oh, I can't take a shot? Right, because you need 3 action points. That's a big difference with the siege. Normally the unit would be able to move and then shoot, but not so with them. Oh, no, the flanks! Oh, made a mistake. Lost my cavalry. That was actually, that was completely my fault. Kill that fool. Pew, pew. And there was a relatively high-leveled cavalry as well. So there's 2 mistakes there. I probably could have killed that unit the round before if I'd realized the facing and gotten like double flanking bonuses. And also just sort of overextending. Oh, that was a recruit level cavalry. Never mind. Alright, that was fine. I mean, it sucks to lose a unit, but it's not like he was good or anything. I'm so cold-hearted. Alright, you go and hang out there. Twitchville needs some production. We still don't have much in the way of money. It would be nice to get these guys a little bit of production going, though. Like a builder's hall, storehouse. So we may have to, like, just pause production over here. We're going to have our main city just spend a few turns just doing merchandise. We're going to make some mugs, sell them to tourists. The same economy that we operate on in Dwarf Fortress as well. You guys are there. You guys are fine. I'm sure you're okay. We've got the extra Treb coming this way. All right. I wonder if we can take Dwarf City like this. We'd lose a lot of stuff. But with a couple of Treb... Oh no! There goes our scout. Alright, we'll just auto-combat that. I mean, I could summon another one. I could have had multiple scouts going on, but I think we'll wait. Mira, the well-oiled. A Dreadnought wants to join. I would love to have you join, but I have no money. With a mechanical-based army, the more Dreadnoughts, the better, because you'll have the repair machine trait. But yeah. I don't like the idea of leaving this city undefended. Oh, speaking of, there's some dudes right over here. Actually, hang on a sec. Let's overkill this. Oh, I have no movement over here. I would if I left the Treb behind for a sec. There we go. 2 armies for the price of 1. Oh, if I can't automate this. It's pretty open. I don't think anything will get squeezed out. We've got some extra range stuff. I really should not automate it, though. Haven't I learned my lesson? Come on. If I do this, there's not that much attack that can come my way, so I should be able to, as Carsonel, get a triple attack. Oh, it's still got a range penalty. Alright, then you know what? Scooch over into here, and then we're going to use your musket. Which is still going to get a range penalty, really? Alright, defense up then. And there's an obstacle. I don't want the brewers exposed. Suck trebuchet shot. Good. There we go. There's a Mon. There we go. In range for a triple shot. I wonder if I could have killed that with just her by itself and saved the Treb for something. Although, without... They probably wouldn't have been in range over here, so bit of a moot point. The boar is pretty weak and definitely worth sacrificing if anything comes up. Alright, you know what? Let's give a nourishing meal over that way. Oh, and the Crusher still needs to move. You guys remember that old Bugs Bunny cartoon with the Crusher? And Bugs Bunny was wrestling? Oh, Lucky! I like Lucky when it happens to me. We should be able to kill it with 1 round of this, statistically speaking. We'll definitely kill it if we melee it, but of course we'll take some damage in return. On the other hand, how much damage? We got 75 hit points. Fine. Throw a cleaver, we get a range penalty, but that's okay. We get 3 shots. Can't quite reach, huh? Well, close as much as you can. This is really a dead end over here? I didn't realize I sent my boards into a dead end. Out of range. Yep, still out of range. I can move up as much as I could, but I can't take a shot. I bet you she can... double tap? Taking 50% less damage, or I can move forward and shoot 1 last time. There we go. Overkill. There's no such thing as too much of it. Iman has now started to lead combat, which is good. She's gotten some hit point upgrades, which are very good. She's got some defense upgrades already as well. That's all nice. You know, I think I'll just, like, keep boosting her range strength. Just make her brutal with that bow. Alright, let's head down this way. Oh, where's the Treb? Right, it's not moving. Brussels is growing into a city, so we got extra radius, and we're getting huge extra production from the magma forge now. That's nice. I got no money, so I can't hire anything. And unless I watch myself, this city's gonna get taken while I'm gone. Urgh! But I really want to go and take that city before we end the video. It's fine, right? If we lose the city, no one's gonna mind. I might rage a little bit, but you know, that's normal. Still have these dudes roaming around. Oh! There's a production resource over there. That would be nice to grab. Hey, what? We don't have a production to build units, but I could summon a few drones. If we do that, we get a free building, the War Hall. It's not one that you're building. Just a free random building, period. Which is nice. I suppose I could, if I have the mana, I could just throw a token spy drone in the city, just so it's not literally empty. It's not really a defense. But it might dissuade the AI from attacking. Just a little bit. Whoop. Sorry, I can't hire you yet. You go ahead and patrol. You are the garrison for the city. I know, it's pretty ridiculous. Let's go and farm a little more XP. No mercy. And I have 2 trebs now. I think we'll be okay, you guys. Oh yeah, I can see one army over here and one army over here. Just that rock animation is just so satisfying. Won't quite kill it. We'll need the trebuchet here as well. Oh, out of range, really. There we go. And statistically likely to kill it, but not guaranteed. Nice. Meanwhile, up over here, Ms. Carcinell, why don't you scooch up by 1 step and do a triple lightning bolt. Oh, it's immolated too, right. We do the immolation thing. That is awesome. Musketeer. We'll finish that guy off. Probably worth it. Yeah, okay, so, you know, we're not going to have anyone immolated anymore, but that's fine. Come here and go and be defensive. And the Pony Rider, come here and get your defense on. And you know what? The rest of these guys, I'll just automate. Because they can't possibly get into trouble, so they'll just move up. And this cavalry will attack someone, but not kill anyone. I'm going to turn off the automation now, so I can choose the proper order to do more stuff in. I think we're going to start with, say, a range attack. But if I actually move, say, here first, and then do the range attack. Oh, it's not a flank, but they will turn to face me. Which means my cavalry here will be able to start off with a flank. There we go. $50 gold, which is good, because we need gold to buy units. We picked up that loot. You could literally just go sit in the city to help defend as well. Since you are burning mana, though, it might be worth... You know what I can do? I can have this thing lie down here, and it'll help in our attack on the city. Which I like. I could also put down some mana fuel cells here, but the thing is I actually don't have enough mana right now to support that. Festival of Magic in Brussels. Ah, free mana crystals. That's handy. And we do have an extra slot. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put something in negatives, but I will go ahead and cast another spy drone just to have, like, just some extra bodies to distract the AI once we get into combat. That's all. Oh, someone has completed the Pentatopia quest where they have 5 cities. We have 2! Like, did they just spam out settlers? Did they take things? Oh! Oh. Oh well. Now, if these independents decide to attack over here, I'll have a really bad time. And grab the musket, send it over here as well. And in this city, makes sense to get a shooting ground first, but I need to make sure to get some units going. Musketeers 1 turn. Build me 1 musketeer, then a shooting ground, and then another musketeer. So the second one will actually start with an extra level. Alright, this is going to be a big fight. One will probably lose. That's okay. This is going to be how we're going to end the stream. Because what time is it? Pretty sure we need to... Yeah, we are at our time. We got to wrap this up. So, we're gonna jump in and try this fight. Let's go ahead and keep summoning up some drones. You do nothing. So you can move on to mountains. It eats a lot of movement. But I will have to do that in a second here. Got neutral behind us too. So if I take this dude, move him right over here. And then what I can do is I can attack with this other stack. Oh, wait, hold on. Cast a spell. Okay, so we got 2 armies of 6, but the spy drones are not really terribly impressive. It'll be against 9, but they'll also have a city. On the other hand, it doesn't look like there's any walls. So we'll manual combat. We will lose units, but that's okay. Wow, it is impressive. It's too bad there was no fight with actual walls for you to see. I mean, just a few barricades here and there, but the walls, like especially the stone ones, are incredibly impressive. Alright, so they get to move first. They're mostly just going to keep up their defenses through their very shoddy barricades. What kind of stuff we got? Axeman, Deep Guards, Forge Priest. I don't think there's like really much in the way of AoE, so I think it's probably safe for me to do something like... Because I can't shoot anyone right now. I could blow up some barricades, but the barricades aren't you know, full walls. So I'm going to move up both of my my trebs as frontal as possible, so they'll be able to shoot next round. The swordman will come and just provide a little bit of flanking, just to make sure nothing weird happens. Same thing with the boar. These guys won't have cover against range attacks. On the other hand, it'll be hard for anything over there to really, truly get into range. Spellcasting. Oh, I have no mana left because I just summoned another one of those spy drones. Not that I have much in the way of combat spells anyway. Amon can